Hey guys, so this is my first video of 2021. It's good to be back again. I think I've not made a video for about almost a year now. I've been busy with some personal commitments, and also COVID. COVID has been, a strange and a difficult time for all of us. So first of all, I hope everyone's staying safe and well. I will be making a lot more videos going forward and try and share as much information I can because a lot of things have changed since COVID, and I think it's important to update some information that might help. In today's video, I'll talk a little bit about my recent travel, which I did during this lockdown period. Again, just to highlight that it's important that you don't travel if you don't have, an important reason or an emergency. It's recommended to not do any other travel but emergency travel. And I had to travel for an emergency, but I've got some important information that might just help in case if you have to travel for an emergency reason. But before I jump into the content, I just want to say thank you for all the good feedback. And I actually met a lot of people who've watched my videos before coming to Ireland, and I have received a lot of good messages and feedback and love from people who I met. So thank you for that again. All right, so I'll straight jump into the content. There are two main things that you have to know before you travel in 2021 or going forward is that every country that you're traveling to would expect you to get a PCR test, which is a COVID-19 test that you need to do and have a negative COVID-19 result. So I had to travel to Dubai, and they expect every person traveling to Dubai to have a COVID-19 test done in the last 72 hours. That's as of today in 2021. So you have to check the website of all these different places that you're traveling to and see what their requirements are and get yourself a PCR test. Where do you get a test from? In Ireland, you can have that at the airport. So there are one or two places, again, links in the description, where you can get yourself a test. Or I did it from Boots. Boots is a pharmacy where you can get a COVID-19 test as well. So you can check their website, book an appointment, and get that beforehand. Once you've got the results, print them out and carry a hard copy with you as you might need it. So that's an important document that you need to have. Second is you need to fill up a form for the country you're traveling to. So every country has something called as a passenger locator form. It's more to provide details about yourself and where you're going to live or be or for how many days in the respective destination. So in my case, for Dubai, I had to fill up a form, print it out and carry it with myself with all the information. At the airports, it's regular, documents verification and those checks. Once I landed in Dubai, I was asked for the passenger locator form, and also the PCR test was verified. So I was asked for those. But once you're coming, this is about before you travel. But once you're coming back, there are three main things that you have to keep in mind. First, you would have to get yourself COVID tested again. So it's a PCR test that you would have to do before you come to Ireland. For Ireland, it requires that you do a test in the last 72 hours as of today. But again, like I said, check the website as things can change. In Dubai, I did a test, a COVID-19 test. The result was negative. I carried that document with me while traveling back. So that's an important thing to do. Also, you're supposed to fill up a passenger locator form, which is for Ireland. So if you go to Ireland, Irish government website, there's a passenger locator form. You have to fill in all the details of yourself, and that sends a confirmation email to your email address, and you need to present that or show that to the immigration officer when you arrive in Ireland. So make sure you fill that up and have that email with you. So two things, those are important ones. And then once you're back here and you've done all the immigration, you would either have to hotel quarantine or home quarantine. Now, that depends on where you're coming back from. So recently there was a law that was passed where there's a list of countries. You can check this on the Irish government website, where if you come back from any of those countries, you would be required to do a hotel quarantine. And if you don't come from those countries, at this stage today, you can go home, but you have to home quarantine. Now, in the list of 18 countries that are there today, UAE is also listed. So, but because I came back on the 24th of March, and this law was in place from the 26th of March, I had to, I was allowed to come home and home quarantine. So please check the details on the website and make sure you're aware whether you have to do a hotel quarantine or not. The third thing is that once you're home, for example, in my case, I'm supposed to home quarantine. So it is required that you home quarantine for 2 weeks. And I would really recommend that you responsibly do it. It's important for your safety and for others. But there's one more thing, that you would receive a government message, which is to ask you get again another COVID-19 test done here in Ireland. That is free of charge. So what you have to do for that is, once you receive the government message, they will send you a list of GPs. So you call one of the GPs, and the GP will book an appointment for you to get yourself a COVID-19 test. Go on the day of your appointment. I went to Croke Park. That's where the community testing is. And it's very organized and it was quick. Get yourself tested, and I was back home and still doing my home quarantine. So these are the important things that you need to keep in mind before and after your travel today. Again, a lot of things continue to change, so I always recommend keep checking the government website of Ireland and the place you want to travel in case you have to. I hope this information helps, and if you've got any questions, please leave them in the comment, and I'll try and get back to you. And it's good to be back again, and I'll be adding a lot more information. So if you haven't subscribed, please do, and give a thumbs up if you think the information was helpful. Thank you.